day 2 and Sunday morning. I've just done the trans oil, which I didn't have on my list, so let's cross that one off, and yeah, diff oil's now done, and I just retorqued that as well, just to double check overnight, now that the sealant's settled. Brakes I can't do till my wife gets home. I've done the adjustment already, and can't do engine and oil filter till that turns up. So basically we're done, so we're on to this guy now. What I'm going to do first is fire up the car and actually take a reading using an app on my phone to see what the decibels are, so that at the end of this we can, you know, basically do a back-to-back comparison. It'll be a little bit different because I don't have the room behind me to be like 3 or 4 meters behind, and the positioning of the exhaust is going to exit, you know, obviously this one's on the right hand side and the other exhaust will come out here. So you know, basically the sound waves are going to punch in a different way out the back of the car. I guess we'll see how much difference that makes. At the moment, with how broken this exhaust is, that muffler is basically a straight pipe, so I'm expecting it to be pretty loud down here. Let's fire him up and take a reading. Just fired up the sound meter, and someone's walking around upstairs, but it is what it is. I'm going to place it on top of the TIG here, so I'm going to place it like right here. We'll do the same thing for both tests because it's basically central to the car. There's mics in the top and bottom of this phone, so therefore it's gonna, you know, pick up the same sound waves. Alright, so let's fire him up, and I'll leave the camera sitting up here somewhere, and we'll get a read on get a baseline. So I'm going to hold it about, I'm going to pull about, say, 4,000 RPM, and I'll hold it there consistently. Bit of science. I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit inconclusive there, probably too close, and it's not getting a good reading, so I guess we're just gonna have to see after we build this other muffler and put it all together properly if there's any difference in the audio from the same position from the camera or something like that. Yeah, it's a bit hard to do. Like I said, I probably need to be outside, I need to be a certain distance away and do like the kind of like the police do when they're checking a loud car, set it up on a tripod and, you know, do all that sort of jazz. But anyway, a little bit inconclusive. Let's get into this bit where we remove the muffler first, and yeah, then we can start having some fun sticking some bits of metal together. Kind of looking forward to that. Should be quite a challenge, but you know what they say, if you don't give it a crack, you'll never learn anything. So today is going to be definitely a learning day. I've got some chain up here, so I've got some stainless steel MIG wire, 316L, 1.6 diameter. Got some chain because that's what we're going to stick onto it to make it hang off the back there. V-band clamp for joining to this guy, which has already got V-band clamp on it, and then some stainless steel and gaskets, and yeah, obviously plus the packing and all that sort of stuff. So let's get the old muffler off
which won't be too hard because it'll basically fall out in my hands once we undo these chains. And then, yeah, we'll pop it off and start cracking on the new one. There we have it. So yeah, seen better days, but that's okay. We're gonna sort that out. Now I'm just wondering if I can actually get that extender off there, because I should be able to get that off, and then I think we'll be right. I'll have to go and check the ones that I've got and see if they all screw in and thread together, but they should be a standard thread, I would hope. Yeah, cool. Alright, we might need to use this piece later anyway to get the curve right, but realistically thinking, that previous muffler didn't really come out straight here. Didn't come out straight, it was coming on an angle. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery there, which I think is going to be the most difficult bit, because it's going to be trying to align that with the muffler that's now a bit more straight here, because on the other car, on Betty, as you can see, you know, she's straighter than straight. So I'm going to have to rig this guy up first, get it on, and then work out where the flange for that's got to go, and then work out the length of this stuff. Quick little win. I managed to get that unit out of the pipe, and then I did actually have the weld-ons. So we're good to go on that front too. So that was pretty lucky. Now I'm going to start fitting this guy up. You hear the Dyson up there, it's going to have to go hard. I'm going to fit this up so it fits in the gap over here like I said before, and then we can start measuring up for the other exhaust, well, for the muffler. I've commandeered an old tower because it was the perfect height with some packing, and mounted up this muffler so it could probably I'm going to make sure that this edge here at the flange, so the other side of the V-band, I'm going to make sure that's level, nice and level. But yeah, now all we've got to do is get from there to here. So this this muffler setup is a little bit different to Betty, because Betty actually has someone back in the day shortened these so that the bumper sat nicer to the car. Don't know why, but you know, all cars have a story. Which means that the V-band clamp on Betty is actually a bit more recessed inside. I'm kind of not bothered, because at the end of the day, it'll either have this pipe on it, or it'll have, you know, just another V-band that'll just do a dump or a straight out or something, you'll just see the V-band. So I mean, version 1, get it to work. Version 2, make it look pretty. Might end up, you know, maybe extending this or making another one of these just for either car, so that we extend this little section here, but not sure yet. So next, I'm gonna go grab my awesome little tool that'll give me the angle, and we'll make sure that this thing's square, and then we'll measure up for how big we think the muffler can be, so that we can cut all this extra stuff here. We'll measure that up, cut it, and start tacking some stuff together. But looks kind of cool on the back there. I feel like the front of the car needs some exposed oil lines to go old school JGTC with it. Japanese touring cars, like you see on the really early Skylines, like the original Skyline has external oil cooler and has all the lines coming out through the grill and stuff. Look kind of cool with one of these pipes, but anyway, we're not going to that extent. We're going to keep it looking old school, keep it kind of looking period. I'm not sure when the camera stopped working, but anyway, give you a little progress update. So I've put on and don't worry about it not looking square. This thing's actually bowed because I ran a few test passes on the edge here. I just tacked this guy together. It's very hard to tack the perforated edge because there's not a lot to work with. So what I've actually gone and done is I've ordered some slip joints. Essentially, they're going to slip over the top of here, and I'm going to weld like around, you know, this sort of edge, and it will basically cup that join. So if it ever did fracture loose, it's only actually going to be able to move a tiny little bit up and down within here, so we won't lose either end. Because obviously what we want this to do is to fit into the other end, so that, you know, it gets bolted in with like a flange on this end, and then we can pull that center out of the muffler. So if you want to get in underneath and have a look with me, what we've got is we've got that guy over there, and it's gonna connect into the dude like that, and then it's gonna run along there. So my current kind of fun time, if you will, is now I'm going to be joining that to over here, which kind of looks a bit, we might have to shorten a whole bunch of this over here, because the can will start about where this black mark is and run up there, and we've got to avoid all this crap up the top here. It's going to be, 6 inches round, so it's going to be right at the top, and then along. So let's get into that. I don't even have a lot of bends, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dude. So let's have a look. So I'm going to take this guy. This is the old, bit of an old piece of exhaust off Betty, and it's got a few different styles of bend in it, and I'm going to cut it all down at the seams, and we're going to see if we can splice something together using these bends. If not, I'm going to have to buy some more, but it should at least get me where I need to go, where I try and understand where I need to head, and what I need to order, and then I can order some bits, and then we can stick it all together. So it's a bit of a process. It's Monday night now. I did also manage to get the oil filter off last night, which was an absolute pain. I'll show you a little photo of that one, but yeah, it didn't want to come off. The seal had basically welded itself. Even though I always oil up the seal, it had gone dry and stuck itself onto the to the remote housing, and I couldn't get it off without pulling the whole oil sort of system, those lines and stuff, to pieces. So
is what it is. Okay, let's chop this guy up and then get cracking.